Hey drummers, Gary Williams is back with more reaction and analysis. This time we're going to listen to Virgil Donati. This guy is a monster. Here we go. Nice. Oh, that was beautifully done. I love the sort of suspense of that space there where you let whole, may, sure, go, by, and then came back in. It's kind of understanding where that pulse was, but then the hi-hat's always your cue. And in this case, more of a contemporary approach, obviously modern setup. I'm excited to hear what's going to happen with all this stuff in front of him, but keeping the time on the hi-hat. And so in that last little spot, it was so it was like basically two up, two down, right, foot in eighth note triplets over the top of that. He's been floating. I think I heard some fives in there earlier. I love how it's kind of that mixed even with odd subdivisions. Beautiful. Whoa. Okay, a lot of one up, two down there. But some beautiful hand footwork, and I love the little crescendo diminuendos, just the coming at you and pulling back dynamically, and just some amazing stuff that he's able to do. Whoa, that left hand. And then, God, what was he doing there between that? Because normally you could do like one up, two down and create this sort of like a 4-against-3 polyrhythm with the right hand against the steady left hand idea here. But he was doing something that was more involved. Like maybe he was doing like 5 down and 1 up, some kind of a weird combination, but it was beautifully executed. Okay, so those were 30-second no double stroke rolls. So, but just the way he's doing them, and I think it's displaced. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of thing. Okay, re-engaging the foot, letting it go with the hand. Back to the foot. Jeez! Whoa! Little call and response. Okay, I'm guessing, because it's so fast, man, I have to slow this down to really analyze it. But he's doing a similar thing with the one hand and the feet with the two pedaled hi-hats like he did with the one hand and the bass drum earlier. So very complex patterns between the hands and the right hand and the 2 feet on hi-hats. Oh! I didn't even see the other one. That's what's going on. Fives. 4 up, 3 down. Triplets. Nice. 1 down, 2 up. Left foot, 2 left. Ooh. Whoa! Here we go. I'm not quite sure what that was. Whoa. A little modulation there. Triple strokes. God, all the cool modulations. Some paradiddles in there, doubles, singles, all mixed. Ah! It's a kind of a 9 pattern. Well, actually more. Rapid fire singles. Wow. Here we go. Wow. No. Listen to that. Ah! Whoa. I love this guy's stuff. Man, he likes that. Amazing. Probably some double stroke. Okay, we're gonna pause. There's more time. Take a deep breath after all this, like, amazing, amazing stuff. When this guy hit the scene, he was the drummer from Down Under, and there was this huge press release by Sabian when he came on board, big full 8.5 by 11 glossy, mailed to me. I mean, they were like, this guy is so amazing the way he plays. He has this instructional video called Power Drumming. Came out many years ago, and it's amazing what you will develop if you do these exercises, but it's definitely more of a boxer approach and less of a martial artist in terms of he's all about power. I met a guy at the NAMM show who took some lessons with Virgil Donati, and Virgil is not into the molar system and the whole rebound stuff. He said, I'm not into that. And so he had this guy, his friend of mine that I met, go through these exercises, and he said when he got done, he said his arms were like hamburger. They were so exhausted. So he's really into this more physical, athletic approach. He had this very strict diet, weightlifting routine, and so many hours a day he would practice. I mean, it was like incredible, like an Olympic athletic trainer on the drums. So this is what you're hearing when you hear a guy that spends that much time on this instrument, and he really goes about it in a very calculated way. So you're really hearing a monster athlete on the drums. Great musician too, but his whole approach is just has so much prowess compared to so many drummers because he really took it like an Olympic athletic approach. Okay, this is his double stroke roll technique. Okay, so he was also featured at a Modern Drummer Festival many years ago, and this was another kind of a peak spiritual drumming experience. He actually had the main drum set up, and then he had another kind of partial drum set, 2 bass drums with pedals on each, backwards. So the drum stool was facing the audience, and what he was doing is he was talking about developing his double stroke roll technique on the double pedals. So he went through these exercises, what he would work on, and it was phenomenal. I think he got it up to 192 at 16th notes, extremely fast double stroke. So I got really into this, and I spent 5.5 months working on double stroke rolls every day. I did them displaced, not all the permutations, but I did manage to get it up to that speed. Once I was able to achieve that, I applied it to a drum set that had 2 different sized and pitched bass drums. And then I have a left foot cowbell pedal, and then I had 2 pedal hi-hats. So I could take this double stroke roll and apply it to some different kind of tonal bass drum concepts and then multi-pedal techniques. And it was a really interesting setup, but the idea afforded me this ability to do these very interesting things with my feet now that my left foot could play double stroke rolls. I don't use it as much. It's certainly given my left foot some more headroom, whether I'm pedaling on the hi-hat or on the left pedal. But this is what's going on. These rapid fire 30-second note double stroke rolls with the pedals. Look at that. Looks like his legs are just going like this because he's doing double strokes. Love the modulations. I think that's one up, and then the, yeah. Okay, that's that split single stroke roll. Right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. So he gets that going. Now, first he was doing really fast between right hand only and left hand only in the 2 feet. Then he got into where he really got it ripping there. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of a 12/8 vibe throughout most of this. He does it with one hand. Oh, I guess he just likes to keep on keeping on. That was very, very cool stuff he's doing there. We're just going to take this out altogether and we're going to talk about this amazing stuff. If there was ever too much of a good thing, this might be an example of some amazing drumming, but I'm a little exhausted when I see a guy that can do that kind of stuff. And plus, he's really messing with us. I love the superimposed time displacement kind of stuff that he's doing, especially the stuff where he's got this sort of he had this sort of 6/8 kind of vibe going on with some subdivisions between that, but it was an overall like zoom, got, doos, got kind of vibe throughout much of the solo. And then some of the weird modulations when he would be playing and you hear and that's based on an eighth note triplet and superimposing a 2-ness against it. So it's like a 6/4 in triplets over a 4/4 bar. It's kind of weird how you can modulate like that. This is, if you want to get into this kind of modulation stuff, the go-to source is Rhythmic Illusions by Gavin Harrison. That's a book I went through a couple of times to make sure I really got this stuff down. Then he's got a follow-up book called Rhythmic Perspectives, which he gets into multi-dimensional drumming, or what I call layered groove patterns, with kind of different ostinatos with the feet and different time signatures that are interrelated with subdivisions but superimposed over the top. So a lot of that kind of like, where's the time, messes with your head, which is kind of tiring after a while. To do that with a play-along track would be almost better. Now, I can see the hi-hat going most of the time, so that's your reference, but if there's actually something more solid musically going on, then the tugging would have a more dramatic effect than just with the hi-hat itself. But nevertheless, some amazing Olympic athletic abilities on the drums, no doubt. I don't think there's a drummer out there that plays with any more power than this guy. He's just incredible on the drums. So the truly one and only Virgil Donati on the drums. So I hope you liked this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and I'll see you on the next reaction and analysis video. Take care. Bye-bye.